hope you're all well. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hello to my subscribers, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I'm here with a friend today. It's my girl Tope. So yeah, Tope, tell them about yourself.
Mum, you just put me on the spot. Okay, my name is Tope. Yes, I can't say my name properly, it's alright. And I am a professional young woman who loves Jesus.
Can I get a hang with? Today's video is about friendships and our friendship story and just what we've learned about friendships so far in our 21/22 years of living. Like, me and Tope have been friends since 2007. See, our friendship has been through a lot, isn't going from secondary school to sixth form to uni, being a graduate and all of those things. Like, just these different like emotions that we go through in life. It takes a toll on your relationship. Like you lose friends, you meet new people, that kind of thing, and you do have longer lasting friendships, but those things, because you're going through so many different stages in life, those friendships are harder to maintain.
Definitely. And
like we're actually adults now, like we're not teenagers anymore, and everyone's busy, everyone's kind of doing their own thing, everyone's building, and so you kind of have to be more intentional, more conscious with your friendships. So with us, it was a thing where she's graduated, so she's doing her masters now and she's in London, and I'm still in uni, I'm with my family. Just that kind of distance, us being busy and just so many other things kind of like let tension build between us, so many like words left unspoken, so many things that you kind of thought, okay, you've been friends with this person for so years, so even if you don't say anything, they should get it, that kind of thing, and then being annoyed when they don't get it, and thinking, wow, are you like really my friends, that kind of thing, and so just like all building up, but we'll still be texting each other like, hey. Like, hey, you go like, yeah, I'm good, you, and stuff like that, or like go on the phone and be like, yeah, but you know when you know a person, so you know there's something going on here, and you kind of have to get to a point where it's like, okay, my hair's really itchy. You have to get to a point where it's like, okay, do we just like, you gotta keep sweeping over it and acting like there's actually not a problem here, or are we going to address it, or are we going to or just cut each other off, that kind of thing. So it's getting to a point where I was just like, do you know what, like, you know, we've been friends for a long time, that kind of thing. Maybe the season of our friendship is over, because you know, friends come, friends go, there's a season for everything, you know, there's a lesson or blessing or whatever they call it, the little saying that people do.
And it was at a time where everyone was saying it's not about how long you've known somebody, and I'll be like, amen, it's not about how long you've known somebody, you know, times have changed, it's time to move on and meet new people and stuff like that. But just as you said, when you have lots of underlying things that you're not talking about, and I think the biggest mistake that you can make in friendships and also relationships as well is expecting somebody to know how you feel without saying something. So it's almost as if you expect that person to be a mind reader, which they're not, and that is probably always the starting point for any issue when it comes to friendships. Expecting them to know how you feel without making it clear.
It's just nonsense, really. Oh yeah, you guys saw my vlog, right? So vlog number 1, can't Christians turn up, that conference, right?
Link down below.
As you can see, she ain't in the vlog. she ain't in the vlog. So okay, so yeah, we go to this conference every year. As I said, she's moved back to London now, but she used to go to Nottingham Trent, so the conference is in Nottingham, so normally I would like stay with her. But obviously she's graduated now, so I kind of just had to like find somewhere else. But anyway, so I think, okay, number 1, I got baptized, and then you're like...
You know what, yeah? Wait. Seeing as we're being real, this is how it happened, yeah? This was my first long drive up. I'm driving up to Nottingham over 3 hours, and then I see shower on my way to where I was staying. I was like, alright, okay, that's fine, she's in Nottingham.
And I'm thinking, why should it touch stone up, you know? It's alright though.
Because we swept it under the carpet.
Yeah, you swept that up real quick.
So I'm like, alright, she's in Nottingham. So I get home, we get to where we're staying, I settle down, I'm like, oh Shawa, I saw you in Nottingham with so-and-so. How are you doing? You know, what's going on? And then I think I went on Snapchat and I was seeing people getting baptized, and then I saw that you're getting baptized. I was like, wow, you're getting baptized as well? Brilliant. And you know, I was, you know, just sending you know, messages to saying congratulations, etc. But there was clearly, you know, this was probably at its peak of awkwardness.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So yeah, and then during the conference, like obviously when you haven't seen your friend for a while, like you look for them and be like, hey, like, you know, where they are, so you can go say hello, so you can go catch up and stuff like that. But then it was just like, oh, throughout the whole conference, I know she's somewhere at the back there, but I was just at the front, you know, as you can see in the vlog, at the front, and I was like, okay, like this is wrong, that kind of thing. So I went to look for her.
Oh, did you find me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I went to look for her, and then I saw her, and I was just like, hey, and stuff. But it was so awkward, guys. It was so awkward. You know when you're just forcing it, and you're just like, hey, whoo. And I was just like, hey, never been like this before. And then, you know, she's like, oh, let's take a selfie. She was like, you know, trying to like defeat the awkwardness. So we're taking selfies and stuff, but you just know that you actually can't not address the issue when it comes to friendships. You can try and be like, and you can try yourself and be like, oh, I'm not gonna hold this. I'm gonna keep it in the back of my mind. I'm gonna keep showing love. But you actually can't move forward in relationships when you're relationships, the foundation, they thrive on communication, 100%. Right? So if you're doing false communication, you're communicating what we don't really want to be communicating, or what you're not supposed to be communicating. It's going to deteriorate, that kind of thing. So then I think it was after the conference, you know, like when you've seen your friends over the weekend, like you message them after, be like, oh, I hope you got home okay, or something like that. Like I didn't do that, so that was a Sunday, and then the Monday I didn't do it. I was just like, you know, you need to message this girl and be like, at least say something. So I was just like, hey, it was nice seeing you. Hope you got home okay, that kind of thing. And then she's all like, oh yeah, I've been really ill. I haven't been to work since you came back, blah, blah, blah. And I was just thinking like, wow, like imagine if I didn't reach out and message, I wouldn't know that my friend was sick, that kind of thing. So we'll just text them back and forth, just kind of like making sure she's okay and stuff like that. And then she messaged me like a long essay saying, oh my gosh, like thank you, such a good friend. I've just been sitting here thinking about life. And then I was just okay, thinking like, do I send like a really loving message back, or do I actually just address it? Because I feel like another thing, and you know you're in a friendship. Oh no,
I remember.
Yeah.
I remember. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
because it's like in a friendship, she even always said that you should be able to be open with each other and to be real with each other. So now I was just like I love you too and everything, but I just kind of addressed Jesus. Oh, I just kind of addressed like the awkwardness, that kind of thing, and then she's adjusted too, and it's just like, wow, like I've been feeling this some type of way, but she's been feeling some type of way as well, and we could have just discussed it and got it out of the way, but no, we're both dragging it on because we weren't sure if the other person was feeling it, and just kind of assumed the other person would be feeling it, and just and so yeah, we're just kind of like going back and forth and like messaging each other, that kind of thing. But obviously you can say all these things to each other, but it's the effort that you put in after. Have you actually 100%. Taken on board what the other person said? Because it's a relationship, and in a relationship you kind of like you not seek to please the other person, but you know it's a two-way thing.
Yeah, I think with me personally, I haven't always had the best understanding of friendships and relationships. So that was my own struggle that I was dealing with, which often affected my friendships, especially those that I've been friends with for a long time. So I was a firm believer, like, I don't need no one, I can live life by myself, you know, I can have people on the side, but you know what, me and God, we're cool, it's just us.
To like stop yourself from getting hurt, because like when people have hurt you in the past, like, when friends have hurt you in the past, it really makes you not want to
let anybody in.
Yeah, like I could so see it in my uni friendships. So
it's just the idea of you not having the correct understanding of friendships, of relationships, and then expecting that very friendship or relationship to strive. It's not possible, it won't work. So first God had to deal with me, and God had to deal with me in telling me that, you know, I can't be by myself. Like, I was not created to live as an individual without people around me. I need people around me. And it is okay for people to disappoint me. It's okay for people for me to disappoint others. And that's only because I am human. So I just needed to understand that while God doesn't disappoint, and people do disappoint, it's still okay. And it's not an excuse or reason enough to just cut people off, which is something that I had been struggling for a very long time. But thank God for, you know, new understanding of that. And also just knowing about each other's needs, which is what we're going to come up to next. Love languages. So if you haven't done the love languages test, I really, really recommend you to just give it a go. There'll be a link down below, isn't there?
I'll find this.
So with love languages, you sort of know what, in the way you operate and the way you accept and the way you give out love, etc. That's just a really summarized way to put it. If we were to do step one, acknowledging you two are part of what's wrong or what is not working in that friendship, it's so easy. Like, we find it so easy to pinpoint the blame on other people.
Yeah,
oh, because she hasn't done that, she hasn't done that, he hasn't done that. It's all their fault. What are you doing that's wrong? Why is this friendship not working because of what you are doing? Then I realise, yes, I'm so distant. Yeah, I could say X, Y, Z about her, but what am I doing wrong?
Step two, I would say, is like, after you've done that, freeing the realness, addressing the issue, and seeing where you can move forward. And I would always say, when you're doing that, just pray about it, because you don't want like your flesh to get in the way. So in terms of like me messaging her, like sometimes I wouldn't want to message her because I'm just actually leading so I'm just going to be like, message her, so I message her. And hello, how are you?
And likewise, God will give me a prompting to message you and other friends as well.
Yeah.
When I would rather be in my feelings and be like, no, I don't.
Exactly.
So, freeing the realness, definitely. And it's so funny, if we had not spoken at that point, imagine, we wouldn't even, I swear, we probably wouldn't even be talking to each other. Let's be real.
Because what I want, both of us, like, we even said it when we were talking.
Bye,
we wanted to cut each other
Bye,
out.
Felicia.
And then that's like, it ain't a thing to cut that out.
So the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch.
Physical touch. Yeah. So I feel like her number one was like
words of affirmation, yeah.
Yeah. And
so
then I think after that it's like quality time.
Yeah, those two were my top 2.
Yeah.
Words of affirmation, quality time, and yours.
Mine are acts of service. Stop me, I'm joking. Acts of service, like, you know, when people just do like just nice, cute stuff for you, like even take a picture to the kitchen, even just stuff like that, and receiving gifts.
Yeah.
So
I think when we talk about love language, the reason why we mention this is because after you free the realness and after you've acknowledged that you two are part of what's wrong, the next stage is to know more about your friend. It doesn't matter if you've known it, like, we've known each other for how many years, and still we weren't able to, you know, really get how we can be the best kind of friend.
Yeah.
So when we, you know, recognize our different, you know, love languages, then we sort of knew what to do to just please the other person, because it's friendship, it's two ways. It's not always about what people can do for you, it's also about what you can do for other people.
That's the only way it's gonna work. That's the only way it's gonna work. Like, you two just sacrificing and serving each other and compromising. So and you have to be intentional about your friendship. So you know that this person likes quality time. So you know that when you are about, when I'm in ends, that I have to be like, yo, like, what day are you free? That kind of thing. Do you want to do something? And I know that she likes messages, words of affirmation.
And likewise, for birthdays, I've noticed that whenever I do give you something, you're really grateful, but you always like gifts that have some sort of meaning, very sentimental gifts. Even if I gave her a bit of paper,
it should be a balloon. Like, I will be so happy. I will hold on to that balloon for life. Like, there's gifts that I've had, this, like, even birthday cards. I've kept all my birthday cards since year 8. Like, I have everything. Like, things like that mean so much to me. Like,
So what number 3 is understanding your friend. Understanding your friend. I really want to encourage someone out there that, you know, if you are struggling with this concept of friendship and relationships and having people in your life, that you can't actually do life by yourself. Yes, it is great to have God on your side. That is amazing. The most beautiful friendship you can ever have. But you also need people around you.
I think another thing is, like, don't give up on your friend. Don't give up on certain friendships, because in the past I have given up on friendships I could slyly or possibly still be thriving today. and there's friendships or people, certain people I was kind of like going to give up on, but I didn't. I just hung in there, and now I can actually see the fruits of that friendship. Because okay, like I feel like in a worldly relationship, you know, if the person is doing this, the person is doing that. Okay, there's some circumstances where you know you have to separate yourself from that person because it is detrimental to your mental health, your emotional health, and sometimes your physical health. But then there's sometimes when it's just like it's taking too much effort, it's taking too much stress or whatever. Like this person is so messed up, this person is so flawed, I can't deal with them, that kind of thing. And it's just like coming from a godly person. God didn't give up on you, so you actually can't give up on another person. And even if you know the person is toxic, so you kind of distance yourself from them, still pray for them and still intercede. Like get a little prayer list of people you're praying for, and just intercede and just like pray for them. It helps how you feel about the person, and you can start to see a change in their life as well.
Definitely. And also you always say like, oh, if someone's upset you, whatever, pray for them. And I used to be like, what? But seriously, when you pray for somebody that has hurt you, your outlook is so different. You're no longer thinking about yourself. You are genuinely, it's like you're getting all of your negative thoughts and all of them, you're putting them to one side because you're going to God, you're going to his throne, and you're saying, listen God, I'm giving this to you. And you will just notice how your attitude to that person just changes. Like I think it's such a humbling thing to just put yourself out of it and to pray for someone who has hurt you. So prayer definitely is, you know, central to every positive, healthy friendship and or relationship. But the scripture, Ecclesi, how do you say it?
Ecclesiastes.
Yes. 4 verses 9 to 10. And I'm reading from NKJV, and it says, 2 are better than 1, because they have a good reward for their labour. For if they fall, one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls, for he has no one to help him up. And literally, when I was going through this book, like my eyes really opened, and this is when the revelation hit me home that I can't do this by myself. I really can't do this by myself. Like, you need the support system around you. And for me, it was just struggling to the fact that people are going to disappoint me. And then God was saying something so beautiful that the reason why man disappoint is because at the end of the day, they're still bound to like the humanity in them. The reason why God doesn't disappoint because God is not man. So we need to be able to differentiate between God and man and accept the flaws of man, the same flaws that I too and you two still show to your friends. So we actually used to have phone back then. We used to have phone conversations for like 4 and 5 hours. And I'm telling you, for let's say, I don't know, half an hour, it'll be silent. No one will be talking. But then she'll be like, you there? Okay. And then I'll be there. You there? Okay. Just quiet. And that's quality time, which is, you know, it was an act of love. Like I remember to see somebody.
It's so true, because I'm only realizing it now. That I'd be like, this girl always talk on the phone all the time, but that's her love language. She's quality time. Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone's different.
And the funny thing is, I don't even like talking on the phone anymore. But it's just,
I'm such a phone person, and I used to be such a text. Like me is like I can't, because I feel like I've noticed that when you talk to someone by text, you're like, how are you? Even if they're going through the worst thing, they'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. But I want to know what's really going on in your life. Like I want to know if you're okay. So I'll be like, hey, like let's talk, that kind of thing. Sorry to my friends who haven't called for a while. Like give me side eye while watching this video. I'm sorry.
Me, I think I'm doing pretty well. I think I'm doing pretty well.
There's some areas I still need to fix up to.
Why are you always laughing? Just making your editing harder. Okay, just to summarize, just so this video is not super long, things that we've learned from our own friendship, our own hiccups, our own journey, our own roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. These are things that I've learned from our friendships and other friendships generally. So, number 1, staying committed. I always believe that a godly friendship, a godly relationships, they tend to have the most hiccups because imagine you have 2 people who are like shining. Do you think like, you know, people who are against God are going to be happy that you're having 2 strong leaders going to change and do so many good things? So I remember saying that. Remember when we're talking about, you know, all our issues, that it's always the friendships with so much purpose that the devil tries it tries the most with.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely.
keep that in mind.
I do feel like when two people are like destined to be friends, and when there's like purpose to it, and when there's gonna be great things that are gonna come out of it, they will go and try it. They will go and try pull y'all apart, and you gotta fight. You gotta fight, you know.
Seriously.
You gotta fight. You gotta fight for your friendships. Like if this person actually means a lot to you, like you have to deep it one day. Like, hey, I need this person in my life. Like, yeah.
Amen. No man is an island, and I know we have the same thing, and it's a bit of both. You give some, you also take some. The other person also gives some. The other person also takes some. You can't be doing everything. Neither can the other person be doing everything. So you need to be able to understand that I have to also play a part in this friendship. You cannot expect your friend to do all the work. You can't be saying, oh, it's my friend, you should be messaging me first. It's not that deep, one. And number two, whenever you think about them, drop them a text, how you doing, hope you're well, boom. It's not that difficult. The only thing that is going to stop you from doing that is pride. And if that pride's in the way, pride can't stand in a positive relationship, friendship. It can't. It ruins it. So humbling yourself to know that, to take the initiative, to message someone, to call someone, to pray for someone, to do all these things that do not actively involve you.
And if you feel like you're putting effort and the person isn't putting effort or something like that, if it's a real friendship, you should be able to address it. And if it's a real friendship, you can move forward from that and you can see changes and stuff like that. If you don't really see changes, sometimes the person might not necessarily care enough, and that's still okay. Still show love. Don't take it to heart, you know. Everybody's meant to be your friend, you know.
And also, on that bombshell, Jesus is your friend. But if you are watching this and at the moment you're struggling to say, God, where are my friends? I don't have that group of friends. Like you see people Snapchatting, oh, look at all my friends, squad, whatever. Like, listen, Jesus is your friend. I know this sounds really so typical, but I'm telling you,
true.
Jesus is the perfect example of friendship. There's a scripture that says, let me get it up, John 15:13, read it, serious. It says, there is no greater love than to lay down one's life for a friend. I love my friends, but let's be real. Would you, die for your friends? Let's be real, you wouldn't. So Jesus is showing the most perfect example of friendship, because he died for you so that you can be his friend, so that we can be reconciled with God. So Jesus is your friend. He is your first friend, your first love. And then you will see, the moment you start getting closer with him, God will then be giving you other friends, aside from the perfect friend Jesus, to, just enjoy life with.
Yeah, and to fellowship with and help each other up, you know. Yeah, so what I've learned is, number one, as you all know, some friendships are seasonal, and like with me, I used to find it so hard to let go of friends. I'd be like, no, you're my friend, we're not growing distant. But sometimes you actually just have to let go, as in when you're naturally growing apart, just let go, just let it go. I wish I could tell myself that, just let it go, girl, it ain't by force.
It's so funny how the opposite. Bye.
Oh my God. Also, like, especially at uni, just because someone is fond of you doesn't necessarily mean they're your friend, and doesn't necessarily mean they have your best interests at heart. Friendships are way more about having the nice weave and taking pictures together and doing squad pictures and hashtag pictures together and turning up together. And it's more than just that. Does this person, are they feeding into you, positive things into you? Do they support you? Are they a friend when you're in need? That kind of thing. That when things are going down, when things are going bad, are they actually there?
If you call that friend and say, I am feeling so down at the moment, can we pray together? The friend that would be like, you know what, let's pray, that's your friend.
Yeah.
The friend that will make time for you, to pray with you, to encourage you, to give you words of encouragement. So many times when I felt really, not down, God has delivered me, amen. But times when I felt a bit confused, purpose, whatever, and God has just sent me so many people who have just blessed me. And Cheryl, I don't know if you know, but I remember one time after work, I was calling her and I was like, I have so much inside of me, and I just want to give it out to the world and all of this. And Cheryl just said something, and And I know God used her as a vessel that time, and it has stuck with me since. And what I learned was that these are the sort of things that I could have missed out if I'd let pride come in the way. Don't miss out on good things because of pride, because it really isn't worth it.
No.
Listen, on your wedding day, who are you going to invite? On your birthday, are you going to invite yourself to your own party? You know?
I mean, Jesus is your friend, but will he really be there in the physical?
Yeah, be real. Like, be real.
Just going back to what I said before, just because someone's fond of you doesn't necessarily mean your friends, and I feel like that's the importance of praying. Like with me, discernment is on fleek. Like there's people that I've really just wanted to like be my friend, that kind of thing, and obviously my natural nature is to be like, yay, come, let's be besties, because they want to be besties, and then discernment will be like, hold on, have you really checked this person? Do you know what their intentions are? And there's some people that want to be friends with you like for image. I'm not even gonna lie, or they'll be doing bestie. As soon as I change my hair, as soon as I get some braids, as soon as I get some crochet in my hair, I'm telling you, these people just walk past me like they don't know me, and I'll be like, friend, no, like people are fickle. Like how can people will change their friendships, change the way they feel about you, the way they change their pint, the way you change your hairstyle to hairstyle, they're your friend, they're not your friends. Like really use discernment and really pray about like the people you spend time with, because it's really like the top 5 people that the company that you keep, that's who you are, that's who you automatically become as well. So just kind of be vigilant and just don't. Not every person that comes and says, hey, I want to be your friend, like, hey, let's do it. Like, some people definitely are genuine and you give them a chance. So I need that discernment. That's something just pray about. And if you don't really feel like, oh, yeah, I've got discernment, that kind of thing, just be like, God, this person wants to be my friend. God, I just pray that as I'm going into this friendship or whatever, that you show me their true colours, you show me their true intentions, that kind of thing. You've got to protect yourself. And like a lot of people that watch my channel are people that want to get closer to God and want to like rebuild a spiritual relationship and things like that. And some people are worried, okay, so I'm like the only one in my group of friends that wants to get serious with Christ. I'm the only one that wants to know God, that kind of thing. And I don't want to lose friends and things like that. And that was the same with me. And what I learned is that yes, okay, they might not be Christian, but if they're truly your friend, they will support you and they will support your decision no matter what. They may not fully understand it, but they will be like, okay, I can see that this is my friend. That's as happened with me, it's personal story. I can see that you're trying to better yourself and start this journey, because they don't really get it. I start this journey and it seems like a positive one, so I'm going to support you. And certain birthdays I wouldn't go to anymore because they want to go to the club, or they want to smoke, or they want to do this, or they want to do that. And I know that I'm born again. I'm not really going to be like this. I don't want to be in that environment anymore. And if they're really your friend, they will understand. If they're really your friend, they will support you.
Those of you who are struggling to find a real core set of friends, because I feel like there are a lot of people out there who have friends, and you know what I mean by friends, inverted commas. You have associates, you have people that you could possibly go out with, but you don't have that set of friends. Let me tell you, God is so ready and God is so able to give you godly friends and give you good friends. All you have to do is continue to ask him and seek him and say, God, you know what, I'm looking for some real friends who I can live this life with. And you'll be surprised, like even if it's not someone you've known before, out of nowhere God will just raise up people and you'll develop such a beautiful friendship. Like that's why it's not always about how long you've known someone. God could give you a friend that will last for the rest of your life tomorrow if he wanted to. So just continue to seek God and he will give you good friends. We are made to be interpersonal.
We're made for relationship. Honestly, we are created for relationship. That I've learned is forgiveness. Like you actually can't move forward in a friendship if you're still holding things against that person inside of you. Like you literally have to learn to forgive. Without forgiveness, without letting things go, with being petty and being like, oh, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, she didn't come to my party, so this year I'm not going to her party. Your friendship will only last so long. Like,
it's like you're keeping tabs on what they haven't done.
Yeah, friendship,
I really do hope you were blessed by that, guys. I know it could be a bit of a long video, but we really were, encouraged to share our friendship story with you guys. Guys, fight for your friendships, be real, forgive, and let go of the past.
And be intentional with them. Love languages, the whole shebang. Yeah. And guys, you may not know this, you may know this, but she actually has a blog.
Yes.
And it's actually such a beautiful blog. She's literally just talking about her journey and just the lessons that she's learning along the way and sharing it with us. And it's really just blessed so many people, honestly. So I'm going to leave the link below. And I'll probably just write it here as well. So wait, I'll probably just write it here as well, so you guys can just type it in as soon as this video is over and go read it and just go and be blessed. So
I'd appreciate it if you guys have a read, and if you were blessed, do let me know, because I love to speak to new people. I keep it very real, you know. And the last one was about the process. So if you were like me and you know you want to be somewhere but you don't feel like you're there, read the process. Okay. Thank you so much for watching Transformation Inc.
Thank you guys.